Hello, this is Survival-gyver, and today we're taking a look at Stinger. It says on the front here, Stinger, www.thestingertools.com. Now, this is a self-rescue tool, or you can use it to rescue somebody from a vehicle. So it's got a couple of cool functions, and I'm going to show you. And I want to talk, hopefully Stinger actually watches this, because it's not on their homepage for Amazon, which is weird. They sell it, but it doesn't have its own page on their own store, which is kind of strange. This has a huge amount of opportunities that they seem to be missing. I don't know. But, so let's talk about this. This is plastic. I wouldn't call it the most high quality feeling plastic. I don't want to say it's bad, but it feels cheap. I don't know how to explain that, but it feels cheap. But it's got a couple cool features on the outside. So we have a it's a medium tension pocket clip. I would have preferred something that wasn't black in the back, but just to make it easier to find. It's got this loophole here, so you can put it on your keys, put it on like a keychain. Of course, you could always put on something that's MOLLE using the clip on the back, things of that nature. And on the front, it has a glass breaker. I cannot talk today, but I'm going to leave that in here because I'm tired of redoing this video over and over and over again for me to fix how I'm talking. So you can have my mistake in there. Okay? So you got a glass breaker in the front. It's a high carbon steel glass breaker. I'm not going to test it because I know how glass breaker typically works. You take all the force, put it into a really fine point, and that's what breaks the glass. Specifically tempered glass. Now, you'll see that there's some kind of blade on the inside. What is that? You open this little notch up there. It's a seatbelt cutter. Serrated. And it cuts fine. I don't have any seatbelt material to cut, but it does cut paracord. It does cut survival cord, which includes a metal wire on the inside. It still cut it. It does cut leather just fine. Cuts cardboard, things of that nature. It'll cut. It will cut, right? So that's pretty cool. And you can obviously get it to both sides. You put it across your belt, this way or this way, and it'll be fine. It'll cut just fine. So, 1, 2. Is that it? Why do I like this so much if it's just that? I mean, by the way, the glass breaker part, the reason I don't like putting it on my keychain is because I got a leather interior in my car. This, where my keys sit on the side of me, because I use a big carabiner, climbing carabiner, this would probably damage the leather, so that's not great. It's the only thing I don't like about glass breakers, right? So clipping this somewhere, say like a visor, would be great if you have a place on the visor. And they have a solution for that. I think that's what it's for. It doesn't tell me in the package it came with, but that's what I'm assuming. Now, if you see this little button on top, well, what's the button for? Pressing the button and pull, now that section here becomes a hook. Well, then you wouldn't really want to put it on a keychain per se, because then it would just pop out, unless you got a big keychain that doesn't simply come in and out of that. Maybe like an S-Beaner by Night Eyes. Is it Night Eyes? Nightseas, I think it's called. Okay? But if you pull this out, you still have the glass breaker part, and this is just really a sheath at that point. But you have a serrated, your seatbelt cutter, and a plain edge. I know my nails look pretty bad. I've never seen a blade like this. I've seen them either all serrated or all plain edge. And I've seen plain and half serrated. But this is like a 3/4 serrated, or 85% serrated, and then the rest plain edge. So you can still use it as a regular box cutter with more cutting capability. And the way this is now sits, you can almost use it like a saw. I probably wouldn't want to, but you could if you had to cut through some material, maybe if you're trapped in a car and you're upside down or something, and you can get part of the belt out, but maybe you're stuck in part of the seat that's been caved in or something. Well, now you can actually get around and move around and do that. Now, if you're wondering about the little button on top, it's captured. It doesn't come out. I've tried. That little notch there, that little vertical part there, is probably the spring, and then otherwise the button is captured. It doesn't come out. So if I flip it upside down, it doesn't come out. By the way, another reason I like it, designed, engineered, and assembled in the USA, which means it's probably Chinese parts or some other foreign country parts. And those parts were sent to the United States for it to be put together. It's better than not at all. Alright? So, it is what it is. It's still putting American workers, Americans into some kind of work for putting these together. Alright, so somebody designed it and engineered it, and it may not be made in the United States. The whole thing, like the individual parts were probably made outside of the country, sent here, so we still have some jobs. We still have somebody do some work here. And if you look, there's one big flathead screwdriver for the screw there to get all this off. Now, yeah, it's a little dirty because I've been using it. And so this part here is still plastic. Obviously the blade is steel. The screw is steel. The inner section is also steel, or at least it feels like it is. Kind of like a little bit of reinforcement in there. Still feels pretty good. Kind of like a stonewash effect to it. But it's really nice. So, I also like that they put jimping on top. I mean, it's not really effective jimping, but there's something on top there, which I like in all knives. And it's a nice satisfying click when you put it back in. So, I was always wondering about why it's got that little extra piece, but apparently you can use it like a kickstand and show it off. So it's interesting. So what do I think about this? I like it. It's discreet. I mean, it's discreet because it's black. It only weighs 2.4 ounces, so it's really light. It's non-retractable because it's got a sheath, which is kind of cool. Sometimes I have a hard time lining it up. But it's because I feel like it's not quite in the right place, but it is, and I don't want to force it. Now, again, it's got the pocket clip on the back, but like if you wanted to have this out, like if you're a professional driver, for instance, whether you're an Uber or Lyft or a taxi driver, if any of those still exist, maybe in New York City or someplace like that, or you're driving a semi-truck, or you drive for work as much as I do. I drive a lot for work. I do an oil change just about every month on my vehicle. So having something like this quickly available, not necessarily in my pocket, but I could put this on my sun visor. But I have the car's 2018. It doesn't have the little Velcro or elastic strap that holds them on like the old cars do. Ones from 20 or 30 years ago. So, Stinger has some kind of elastic strap. Come on, focus. There we go. Comes with it. And it seems... Is it Velcro? Maybe it's not. I didn't look at that. Nope, it's not Velcro. But, so you can put this around your sun visor and either put this in that way, with the clip on it. I can't do this at the same time with this. It's a little difficult, but you can just wrap it through and then wrap it around and have it on your sun visor or on the side of your shifter, which I don't recommend the shifter because that damages the shifter over time. But also the armband, well, the band, I shouldn't call it an armband, but if you really had to, depending on what your profession is, you can put this around your arm and still be able to carry this, or even your leg, like an ankle piece, to hold it in place, and you're able to carry it. you have a lot of options with this. So that's cool that they gave that to you. It also comes with 3 extra blades. Now these are the weird ones where they're mostly serrated and only a little bit plain edge. And there's 3 of them in the pack. So that's cool that it comes with extra blades. It also comes with this little section about who they are. There's some information on the back here. So, founded in 2015 in Houston by passionate award-winning innovators, 2016 and 2018 CES Innovation Award winner, Stinger develops innovative life-saving gear and accessories. Our mission is to provide revolutionary ergonomic solutions for life-saving devices. Every element of our expanding line of life-saving innovations is designed with our passion to solve real-life problems for anyone. There's a customer service email, distribution email, and there's more information on their sites. Doesn't show that they have a Facebook, YouTube account though. You can register the product. Shows it's been in Texas since 2015. Design, engineered, assembled in the United States. And it's covered by, it looks like, a 1-year warranty. So that's not so bad. By the time you need this, most people won't need one for like a decade, hopefully. Hopefully you won't need it at all, but it's good to have one. And what else? Well, this is the package it comes in. It's kind of like a Mylar bag. Gives you all the information, how you register the product, designed and patented in the United States. Although it says patented, it says patent pending there, so I'm assuming it's patented. Now this is the rescue blade. So I actually have another product that CountyCom made, or at least made available, I'm not sure which, also called the rescue blade. It looks completely different than this, and I don't want you guys to get confused. So I'm just going to call this the Stinger, as opposed to putting rescue blade in there because it may cause problems. And of course, danger, sharp edges, watch your fingers, and a UPC code. So that's about it, right? So what do I think they're missing? Because this is, even though this is plastic, again, it just doesn't feel like a quality plastic. But it seems to be fine. Everything I put it through, you know, I have this for a couple of weeks, beat the crap out of it. And I've been doing this a lot, in and out. See, sometimes I get stuck there. That's because I don't have it lined up properly. The way this is set up this way, this is like 20 bucks on Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description. They have a huge opportunity to make this available to everybody, and what I think they should do is change the color of this. So black is fine as a utilitarian color, but if you want something in case of emergency or as a personalization on your vehicle, make it in pink for women, purple, or it could be guys too, blue, like a dark blue, light blue, silver, white, orange, red. Get a Stinger with like an American flag kind of design across it, would be friggin' phenomenal. They can do all sorts of things, and it would make it much more marketable than it currently is. So advertisement wise, I barely saw this on Amazon. I think I went through like 80 pages before I found this, because I was looking up utility blades by like no-name brands or small companies. And I do like to do small businesses in the United States. I'm a big fan of shopping at small businesses when possible, especially if they're here in the U.S. That's important to me. So this seems to be a small company. They do make some odd things when I do check their catalog. But this is definitely unique. I like how it's set up. I know a lot of people don't like serrated blades, but I like serrated blades because they're easier to cut things and they last longer. They're obviously harder to sharpen, but I'm not going to be sharpening a razor blade. I'm not that poor yet. But otherwise, excellent product. Again, I think they should make this in other colors. And what would be really cool, and I know it would be difficult. So you see where this metal, where this metal section here is. If possible, I would put it on the other side as well. I mean, I know it's plastic, and you can see how it overlaps. And I'm not sure what the actual strength of this plastic is. This plastic feels better than this plastic, but I don't know if it's any significant difference or just because it's thickness. I would do this metal on the opposite side as a supporting product. Make it feel stronger. Now look, I just pushed that into my hand onto there. So I got a tiny little mark from the glass breaker. That's the only thing I'm not a big fan of, because you don't really want to have this hanging off your keys. This will tear up your upholstery in your car. But other than that, this is an awesome product. I like it. I'm a big fan of supporting small businesses. I'm a big fan of supporting things in the United States. So, I bought this. They didn't send it to me. And I like it. And the link is going to be in the top of the description. Questions or comments, leave it below, and I will answer them as soon as I can. And that is it. I know this video is a little on the long side, but I do like the product. And I hope they do better. I hope they do. I hope they make these in other colors. I hope that you see more cool things from them in the future. Thank you for watching, and have a glorious night.